Hello, Leo. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your January 2020 reading for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if you have Leo in your chart, you are in the right place. And I hope you had a nice Christmas for those of you who celebrate. And in the next day, I would be setting your intentions for the year 2020. What do you want to have happen in your life, Leo? You can ask for anything. I have asked and it has given cards out, and we're going to get started with those. But before we do that, I want to thank everyone who's been subscribing. It's really fun for me to see new subscribers. If you comment, I will do my best to comment back to you. And thank you too for liking and sharing my videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the bell notification so you get notified whenever I post new videos, which is about once a week for each sign. So I've been doing a weekly reading under they're categorized under the elements, but they're actually, each sign has its own individual reading. I do a monthly reading. Then a couple days ago, I posted year ahead forecast predictions. So if you want your prediction for 2020, go onto my channel and you will find it there. And then I also did an overview of all the cards and in the Rider-Waite deck to explain their meanings. So that way when you're watching, you can make your own interpretations as necessary. Because remember, I'm reading the energy of the cards and how they interrelate to one another. But the gist of the Rider-Waite deck is that the Fool represents the soul, and it's the soul's journey. So all the encounters that the soul will have on its journey. And ultimately, I guess what I'd tell anyone to remember is that the soul is always victorious. No matter what comes in your path, your soul will always find victory. So, what is going on here for Leo in the month of January 2020 for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, for Leo here. Okay, and here is your Abraham Hicks card. If you're not familiar with Abraham Hicks, it's the spiritual teachings of Abraham as translated through Esther Hicks, and Esther and Jerry Hicks have a number of products. This is one of them. The book Ask and It Is Given is a wonderful book. It gives you 22 processes in the back for how to manifest and deliberately create your own reality. So those of you that are interested in seeing physical manifestations, I would really encourage you to get a resource like that so that you know what to do. My slightest improvement is of such great value. So that is your card. To begin, I hope you can see it. I've got a very bright light on because it's dark here. There is tremendous value when you are able to deliberately cause even the slightest improvement in the way you feel. For even in that small emotional improvement, you may have regained a measure of control. You no longer feel powerless, and so your trek back up the emotional scale is now not only possible, but it is relatively easy. Now, when they talk about the emotional scale, there's a vibrational emotional scale. You can Google it and you'll find it. It's also in their book, Ask and It Is Given. I think it's like on page 22 or 24. And it shows you on that scale. And so what we know is that your vibration, the things around you in your physical reality are an indicator of your vibration. So people you meet, situations you encounter all day long are your vibrational indicators. So you want to be vibrating in a higher place so that way you're getting things that you want to happen around you. So to begin here, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is your current situation, and the energy around it is the Hermit. So that's Virgo, and it's also an air sign. Rooted down deep is the underlying cause of this is the Three of Swords. And boy, somebody had a major falling out here for however this is for, because you got the Seven of Swords in the distant past. The most recent swords is the the recent past is the Knight of Swords. So you had a hell of a falling out with somebody. I'm glad these are in the past. I would not want to have to read this if it was coming up. I would do it, but I wouldn't really enjoy doing it. Oh boy, and then in the future, the near future, you have the Sun. So you're coming through, it's almost like, this is you, the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like a dark night of the soul kind of a thing. If you hear that phrase, by the way, the dark night of the soul, and you're not sure what it is, boy, this is really cool, Leo. I really like this for you. the dark night of the soul is something, it's really well explained by the 7 mirrors of the Essenes. And the dark night of the soul is basically, it is like hitting rock bottom, where you've, maybe you've lost your job, you've gone through a divorce, your kids won't talk to you. I just watched a documentary on Gaia TV. It's called May I Be Frank. And the guy that they're following, it's like he went through that dark night of the soul. So for some of you, I think that very well may have been possible. Your current energy is feeling really stuck in a situation. I do feel like you had a hell of a falling out with somebody, not good at all. And you just feel, it's just kind of like this feeling, like you can't seem to shake it. But the energy around you, what Spirit is telling you to do, and again, this is Virgo with the Hermit, is to go within, to seek your higher source, to seek your higher self. I had a situation like that, and I went to Sedona, Arizona to kind of put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And I was sitting at the top of a canyon I had climbed, and I just started crying. I started weeping on the top of that rock, and I said to the universe, just take every shred of my self-concept. I don't want it anymore. Just take every single piece of it. And that's kind of what the Hermit does. It's all about, rising to a higher spiritual plane. And telling you also, too, though, that you are on the right path. So if this ending was painful for you and you weren't quite sure, why it happened, right? Because we say the soul is victorious. The Hermit guides himself with a lantern to help the Fool on its journey, so to help you on your soul's journey to find the path. If you feel like you've been in a dark place, I think all of us have had that situation where we feel like we're absolutely touching the very end of the earth, right? Have you ever been there? I know I have. And, there are times I've thought, you know what? At the end of my life, this better all make sense, or I'm going to be going, what the hell, universe? And I feel like some of you have gone through that. So, but the good news is you're going to be coming out of this, because once you do, boy, will you have a sense of clarity. And that's exactly what happened for me. I ascended, I really ascended to a higher level spiritually. So, this is kind of like your destiny with whatever that was. It's an underlying cause of it, and it's like it needed to leave you. You were no longer a vibrational match to whoever this was. It could have been a job, but boy, I just feel like it was a devastating change for whoever this is for. I do think it was more like a relationship, but it certainly could have been something else. But either way, it was your destiny to have this heartbreak, because you would not have moved along if you wouldn't have. You would have stayed complacent, and Leo doesn't like to stay complacent. Leos are warm and big and fun, and you would have been miserable. Over time, it would have gotten more and more mundane and not you, and you would have been too loyal to leave. So even though there was heartbreak, it was for your higher good. So then in the distant past, now 7 of Swords, this can be a minor setback because it's a 7, and 7 is a fortunate number, or a lucky number, as some would say. However, in this case, you were definitely betrayed. There was somebody here who lied, and because of that, you had some fighting words. This came on, it was shocking when it happened, even though it's like you could see signs, kind of like in the movie The Sixth Sense, where at the end, and this is a spoiler if you haven't seen this, where at the end you see all these signs that let you know what Bruce Willis really was in the movie. It's like that, and boy, were you pissed. And I think you came charging at the person, and I hope you said what you needed to say and didn't hold anything back, because what's done is done. But boy, this is really great. The energy that comes towards you. So where there, in order to know light, we have to know darkness. And if that was the dark night of the soul, here's your rebirth. Leo, you are going to be set on a journey, and it begins in January, but it continues for 2020 of a rebirth, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful rebirth for you. And you are, from there, this is you with the Ace of Pentacles. So you do have quite a bit of in the future here. You have cups, you have earth, you have a little bit of fire. It's like you're going to be given a big offer of something. If it's a new romance, the other one will pale in comparison. It won't be, there is no comparison. It's like your destiny was to ascend, but to come into something, a full, rich life. And you were not going to have it before, but here you go. You know, you don't get any fuller and richer than this. So, so the sun represents, you know, it represents freedom. It represents, it's just kind of an overall, like a magical card. But I think for you, with then where you come into this, it is Leo too, by the way, if I didn't say that. It's like you just feel really good about yourself, and you see everything with a sense of clarity. The sun illuminates everything that's been hidden from you, if there have been hidden things. And then you go right into this Ace of Pentacles. And what I love about this combination is like, it's like new luck or health or prosperity is coming your way all the way around. It's abundance. It's, you know, it can be love or money, but the Ace of Pentacles is all about a new chapter. And then the people surrounding you are the Queen of Wands. So I do feel like if you were, you know, if you were in any way feeling like you wasted your time, or you were with people that didn't appreciate you, that is going to be done too. The people around you can see the beauty in you. They can see the wellness, the goodness, all the potential. It's like pure potentiality is all around you. And you know, your only fear about this is this can be a bit of a roller coaster. Okay, it's like you're a little bit, you're going to be a little bit concerned about balancing all the aspects of the situation, and you're going to have a lot of choices, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, we want more choices, right? Who wants to be trapped? You move right out of that out of the Eight of Swords into this Two of Pentacles, which is, again, you're kind of juggling and managing, but you will have a lot of choices, so that's a good thing. And then you have the Knight of Cups. So the outcome with the Sun is a big offer. I mean, he's not got some puny little cup. He's got a big cup of love here. And so I do feel like you are going to be on a journey this year to meet your soulmate. You're going to be on a rebirth and a journey to manifest your heart's desires. So when we talk about asking is given, you need to set your intentions, be deliberate, and believe and know that what you ask for will be given. So great reading for you, Leo, and I'm so glad you joined me. I'll be back again in the next week or two. Might be 2 weeks with a mid-month instead of the weekly. I'll have to see how it goes. But I love you. I hope you have a great New Year's ahead, and I'll be back soon.